Hey guys, welcome back to another scripting video. In this one I'm going to try to make a care package script based on a fixed position. What this means is players will come up and activate at a specific drop zone and it will drop in a few seconds. The reason why I'm not doing it where they swing an item and they throw it out wherever is because it's kind of hard to detect where the crate lands and where to spawn the items without it getting all messed up. And like they throw it at a wall and it spawns inside the building on the other side and stuff. So at a specific point is kind of where I'm going with this, and you could just like decorate it with like sandbags, ammo boxes, make it look like this is a fortified spot. But pretty much you're going to need two scripts. You're going to need the care package script, and then you're going to need an extra one that you put in for like killing mobs or players. And this one just gives them a history. So I'm going to run that script right now, just to make sure I have a history of it. Then when you push the button or whatever, I just made this a simple pressure plate for now. It will, when you activate it, it will spawn a crate, spawn whatever you want in them. And before I actually run the script, I'm going to walk you through it, because there's still part of the script I haven't made yet, because I'm going to do it with you guys. But first, you want to check if the world has a care package history, because if somebody's spawning a care package in, you don't want somebody else spawning it in, because if somebody pushes a button for a care package, then somebody else immediately pushes a button, it's going to override the first player's care package, and then that would kind of be unfair. So if there is a care package in the world, it's going to notify there's already a care package on the way. And then it also checks, well, if there's no care package and somebody has a player kill streak of 1 or more, then it will give the world a history of care package. It will take 1 kill streak from the player, and then we're going to do the particles together because it's so long it's going to go off of the side of the screen and you guys can't see the whole thing. But after that, it will wait 1,000. It'll notify that a care package is on the way. It'll tell everybody, that way everybody's on the lookout for it. You wait 3 seconds because there's like a delay that'll give you enough time for like red smoke or whatever. Then set block relative 010 crate, because that will spawn it right above where the script block was. You can also, change the relative based on how you have your setup for the fortified area. Then you wait 100, and then whatever your relative that you put for the crate, that's what you're going to put for the inventory. We have the small wait, that way it for sure puts the crate and then it puts the item in it, and it doesn't accidentally like speed ahead, put the item before the crate, and then there's no item. For this one I just put a revolver just as like an example item. Then you wait 10 seconds because that gives it relatively enough time for players to go over, grab it, and then leave. Then set block wherever the crate was to none, that way when you spawn in a new care package, people can see there's a new one and it's not overwritten from the old one, so people know, okay, this is new, there has to be something new in here. Then it notifies them that it despawned, and it deletes the care pack history. That will allow more care packages to come in. Then it also checks if they don't have a kill streak, and if they don't, it says you cannot request it at this time. So that's it for that. I'm going to do the particles after I show you how it runs, but you activate it. It says the care package is on the way. I step on it again. It says it's already on the way. It spawns the crate with a revolver inside. After 10 seconds it will despawn. There's no particles yet because I haven't made them, but I'm going to walk you through that, and you see it despawns. But for the particles, I'm going to make them red. You could make them purple or whatever color you want. I have 2 because I'm going to do like red and then I'm going to do white. So first thing, you're going to take the emit position offset and you're just going to put 000 because we don't actually want that. Next, for emit position variance, this is like how random it spawns. For this one, you could keep it 000, you could put it as a really low percentage. I'm actually going to do 0.1. And that is going to make it to where it randomly spawns 0.1 apart no matter where. That way it gives it a slightly different change of where it spawns, but it's not so much that the smoke is just covering a whole area. Now for the end color, that's going to be what it ends at. And we want to make sure that the last number for the alpha is 0 because we want it to disappear into nothing. Then for the color, we want whatever we want, but with higher values. So let's say we started with a red 50, 00 for the other colors. We would want to end up with maybe red 150 and maybe 25 of each other color. That would give it a little bit more white or gray in it. So I'm going to actually do 150, and then I'm going to do 50 and 50. I might go ahead and make the 150 actually a 200 to give it more red. Then for the velocity variation, this is how much the speed of it changes. And you could add a value to this, but try not to do it too much because you don't want some particles going slow and then some just speeding off like a bullet. You want to keep it under 5, maybe even less. So I'm just going to keep it at a 2. And I'm going to keep the velocity for the Y a lower value because I don't want it to shoot straight up or straight down. So I'm actually going to keep that at 0 so it always shoots up no matter what. And I might change these to 1 so it's not shooting off sideways a lot faster. For the rotation, this doesn't matter too much. This just makes the squares, the individual particles, turn. You could keep these on, you could take them off, whatever you want. But to make it do one full circle, you could do pi, which is 3.14, or you can double it to do 6.28. That would make it do 2 full spins in its whole lifetime that the particle spawns in. Now gravity, that's a little bit more important because this is the force of which it goes down. And if you put like a gravity of 10, it's going to just shoot straight down because it's really heavy. We're actually going to put it as a gravity of -1 because that way instead of it being normal heavy, it's going to be whatever its weight is but pointed up a little bit. You might even do less, which that's probably a good idea, so I'm going to do 0.25. So it's like normal gravity, but it's a little bit lighter. For the start color, that's going to be the same thing as what we already had, except for a lot darker, because it spawns in dark and then it gets lighter and dissipates as it goes up. So for this one, I might do 100 and then zeros. And then for the alpha, maybe do 150 or something like that. I wouldn't go full color because smoke is still transparent even when it spawns in. For the size, this is really up to you. I wouldn't go above 0.25 because that would make it just ridiculously big. And they're smoke particles, so they got to be small, but there's got to be a lot of them. So I'm actually going to go 0.2 for each size. And then the fourth one is the maximum size. That would be, the end size. So like if it spawns at 0.2 and you put 2 for the size at the end, it would double over its lifetime, which smoke would actually help with that. So I'm just going to go 1.5. That way it gets a little bit bigger. If this number right here, the 0.2, was smaller, if it was like 0.1, I would go ahead and put a 2 for the multiplier. For velocity, this is important. You have to make it shoot up, and you don't have to make it go sideways either direction. You could just make it go straight up if you have wind on, because that should push it sideways. I think that there's a wind factor for this, but probably not in the script version. In the block there is. So for this, you might actually want to put like an X and a Y that are, or X and Z that are small. So what we would do is, maybe we'll do 2 blocks sideways for the X, 2 blocks sideways for the Z, and the Y it would go at maybe 5. Then the duration, that's how long the particle from when it spawns to when it ends. And we're going to say that this smoke goes on for maybe 3 seconds and then disappears. And then the emit frequency, that is how often a block spawns. Because you're making smoke, you want this to be a really, really low number. So we're going to put 0.01. That will make it spawn in 100 times every second, which will give us a nice thick cloud. And then the emitter duration is actually how long they spawn for before they stop spawning. So maybe I'll have the smoke running for 5 seconds. And then you've got the XYZ, which we're going to actually spawn relative to 010, because that will spawn right above the spawn block. Now with that, you could just copy it, paste it, and change the start colors to white or whatever you wanted. That would give you like a second set of smoke. Now if I run the script to give me a kill streak history, you can see it's got some red smoke. Of course, if you stack it with more scripts, it will help a lot better. So hopefully this kind of gives you the basic understanding of how to make a kill streak care package script, and you can kind of increase on it and make it better. And thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.